Among the finer exports from the land up north, Lumber and Labatt's, Mike Myers and Martin Short, and beloved barn burners.
And they hammer away at each other.
But nothing tops the best Canadian hoser of them all.
Go.
We know him on the tube as Kevin Tibbles.
Kevin Tibbles in Chicago.
But for the lucky many of us who have worked alongside the master storyteller, he's known simply as Tibbs.
Kevin left his home in Scarborough, Ontario for the world of TV news. Met a lot of people, went a lot of places, man, he really paid his dues.
The kid out of Scarborough, Ontario,
Kevin, me boy, a Scarborough boy,
sharpened his chops at the CBC back in the late 1900s, where he met his wife, Marie Andre.
I think most people in NBC probably don't know that you and I met as cub reporters 40 years ago in Toronto, and then we worked together at the CBC. I had the pleasure of meeting you and your bride, Marie Andre, when you were engaged. In fact, we threw a party in my backyard, and I have some pictures of that in Toronto to celebrate that great day for you. One of the smartest decisions you ever made.
You and me go a long way back to the best local newsroom in Canada, CBLT. You were by far the cutest copy clerk, then the sharpest beat reporter, and by the time I moved to France, you were at the National doing what you do best, telling stories.
And he reported across the provinces, from Edmonton to Newfoundland, perfecting the extra long stand-up bridge.
And that's not just the opinion of some of the interested parties, it's also the opinion of nearly half of the board itself.
And he covered critical breaking Canadian news.
Kevin, what was his last name again? You're kidding, really? I'm honored to be a part of this tribute video for Kevin Tibbles. Now, Kevin got his start in Canada, and we're very proud of that fact, because he did a lot of terrific journalism, telling stories about Canadians, about who they are, and about what the country means to them. Stories like this one.
In Montreal, they steam them. In Winnipeg, they fry them. In Vancouver, they're barbecued. But no matter where you are or how you cook them, summer wouldn't be summer without hot dogs.
Now, it was journalism like that that attracted the attention of executives at NBC News, and they grabbed Kevin Tibbles.
Gotta get on our way, 'cause we're moving too slow.
As Peter said, after 15 years reporting up north, Tibbs hopped over the pond in 1995. His young family in tow, setting up shop in London for NBC News, and from there, the world.
Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, London. Near Korche, Albania. Belfast. Moscow. Bogascha, Bosnia. Kampala, Uganda. Kigali, Rwanda. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, Baghdad.
One of my favorite Kevin stories.
He's retracking a story very close to nightly in Belgrade, under the table, because bombs are dropping and there's plaster falling from the ceiling. And all the way to New York, ML is going, what do you think? Maybe we should change this sentence. And he's like, there's bombs dropping.
I just wanted to thank you for all the memorable adventures we had together.
We first met at the NBC News London Bureau. I was working for CNBC, you for NBC News. And I thought, boy, that guy has got it nailed down, a cool, studly foreign correspondent. And I said, what's it like to have your job? And you said, it's a great gig if you like history unfolding in front of you. And I thought, yeah, that's the job for me.
Hi, Kevin. Look what we have. Lemons, vodka. If you will ever come to Poland, let us know. We'll make a lemon vodka.
It was always a pleasure to work with you, and now we'll be drinking your heart. 100 years we wish you.
I wish you 120 years.
Oh.
And I'm personally so proud to learn that for all those years, I was your role model for looking and dressing like a foreign correspondent.
That was Keith.
Keith who?
Keith Miller.
Really?
If, like me, if you want more recognition, I suggest you go to the local farmer's market and wait to be recognized. You don't need a blazer, but you do. I'll give you this tip now. Need a little something to jazz it up.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Oh, you're Keith Miller.
Well, yes, I am. How nice of you. Good luck, Kevin.
Well, I'm on my way to the city lights.
In 2000, Kevin made his way, sight unseen, to his favorite city by far, Chicago, where he covered the weather, and lots of it. Hurricanes and sub-zero temps.
It does say it will be midweek before those temperatures creep back up to below freezing. Brian?
Kevin Tibbles in very cold Chicago tonight. And Kevin, I join people all over this country in admiring that hat.
Hi, Kevin. Gabe Gutierrez here.
Hey, Andrew Lucia here.
And guess what? Happy retirement. You never have to do a live shot in front of all this snow again.
It's cold!
Sizzling heat waves.
Kevin Tibbles, Michigan Avenue in Chicago, one of the great places on earth, even when it's this hot.
Even Midwest earthquakes?
There have been at least 6 substantial aftershocks, but none of them as big as the big tremor this morning. And I too confess up, Brian, I also slept through it.
I knew that was coming. Kevin Tibbles in Chicago.
Kevin, I had to pull some strings for this one. But in honor of your retirement and because of your many, many years of loyalty, the Super 8 Motel in Union, Missouri has agreed to rename the smoking room next to the elevator the Kevin Tibbles Suite. And you can stay there anytime you want, as long as there has been a tornado.
From tornadoes to floods, Kevin wasn't just there, he was in it.
This is the worst flooding the town of Gurnee has ever seen.
And he covered just about everything the Midwest has had to offer.
Deep fried spam.
The big 3, and then some.
It cost me $26 to fill up. How about you? 52.
My kind of town, Chicago is.
And the best kind of politics, Chicago style.
Hi, Kevin Tibbles. This is Rod Blagojevich. It's been a long time. Hope you're doing well. I understand you're about to make a big change in your life. You're approaching 65, about to turn 65. I know the feeling.
Boasting of the best city, the Windy City.
Kevin, we have Broadway, where one of our longest running plays is, well, Chicago.
Chicago, the show? Trust me, the real thing's even better.
Forget about it.
Katie Tur,
Kevin Tibbles,
NBC News, New
Chicago.
York.
Kevin Tibbles. What is there to say? Other than go Yankees or Mets. Skyscrapers are tall. And pizza? Pizza is baked on a stone, not in a cake tin. I will give you this though. Go Leafs. Who watches the NHL anyways? Love you, buddy. Already miss you a ton.
But at the heart of many of Kevin's reports, the heart of America.
Kevin Tibbles with our Thanksgiving Inspiring America. In today's Meeting America, Kevin Tibbles visited a small Midwestern town
as part of his series, America's Correspondent. Kevin found the next generation.
Hey, Kevin, it is Lester, because we're obviously concerned about the overcrowding and mingling of folks. The rules for the mask are pretty tight here around 30 Rock these days, but because it's you, I'm going to slim down here to tell you how much I'm going to miss you. You've been such an important part of not only this operation, but this newscast. Bringing that voice we need at the end of the broadcast after a particularly rough news day with those grace notes that you're so famous for.
You're truly someone who, brings so much humor and joy to so many of our closers, but you also bring so much heart to the stories that you tell, through the Humboldt Broncos crash and all of those stories that you did in the heartland, telling the stories of farmers and real families and the real American people. You bring so much heart to the Midwestern reporting that you really champion so much of, and you're always our chief Canadian correspondent as well.
Nothing made me more proud than to ride into a town and do our best to tell their stories. I want to thank you for your enthusiasm in each new town, for your creativity and your ideas, and for your remarkable writing style.
We really had a great time meeting America with you, and we're still meeting America.
Absolutely. It was truly the highlight of our careers to hit the road with you every week and travel someplace interesting and do a full story. And get to work with Sylvie, and we'll always be grateful for that.
He's taken us to some of the most remote corners, showing us slices of Americana, bringing us back to what we love. Superheroes.
How's it look?
The movies.
So what this house doesn't come with are great tickets to a Cubs game, a parade in your honor, or a shiny red Ferrari. Just kidding.
And snippets from our collective past.
Once upon a time in America, for baby boomers, if you had a Schwinn like this orange crate model, you were cool with the wind blowing in your hair. Back when you had hair. Thanks.
Along the way, Tibbs was unofficially promoted to NBC's chief adventure correspondent.
Whoa! What a way to make a living.
Folks, he was actually paid money to have fun.
Blasting off.
Working his tail off for a tour of the tundra as he found his way to his favorite things, dogs. And you guessed it, more hot dogs.
I like to be an Oscar Mayer wiener.
And carp. You heard me. Carp.
Yeah, baby.
Always finding a way to feature beer, all in a day's work, right?
This is John Smith's, and I would say cheers.
One day after a very challenging day in the Chicago Bureau, Tibbs and I repaired to the Billy Goat Tavern to drown our sorrows. We ordered our drinks. He ordered some fabulous Canadian lager. I, of course, ordered a Corona Light with a lime. And our beers came, and he looked at my beer, and he looked over at his beer, and then he looked back at my beer, and looked at me and said, "Why even bother?"
I'm not saying you were a bad influence or anything, but why is it that so many of the pictures that I see of us together is always putting one down? Usually it came after a good day's work. You have nothing but friends, and I am proud to say that I'm one of them.
He's always found a way to the ice.
Go, Kevin! Come on, lean on it!
Why all the ice? Well, it's the best I could do to come up with an approximation of the trip we took that time to Alaska, where we had to take the bus, to the train, to the kayak, to the helicopter, to eventually get to the glacier that, let's face it, probably isn't even there anymore. I hope it's just a taste of the adventure that's yet to come.
You have to have the touch, Patrick.
You're better than me.
You have to have the touch. Look at that.
Bye, Tibbs. We're gonna miss you so much in the newsroom. But I better still see you on the rink.
Heck, Kevin even made it into ice. If you know Kevin, you know he works best when it's 40 below.
One thing I'm probably most thankful for, something you maybe don't even remember, is when we were out in Quebec on an assignment, we got stuck there, we were stuck in the cold, and you bought us a scarf. And it was one of the warmest scarves I've ever had. And now it's been passed along to another generation of cranky Midwesterner.
Thank you.
And he has a knack for finding stories in his own backyard.
Like the toboggan one where you had to wear a helmet.
Mm-hmm. Many times you went down, and about a mile from your house, that place was, I think.
Yeah, we did the backyard hockey thing too. It was freezing cold.
Good, nice family. Really nice family. That was also about a mile from your house, I think.
Oh, and we did the Winter Wonderland thing.
Oh, yeah. At the Botanical Gardens, which you could walk to, I think.
It's about a half a mile from his house.
About a quarter to half a mile. Uh-huh. It's nice up there.
But Kevin wasted no time getting back overseas, this time to cover the Olympic Games from Torino to Vancouver, proudly representing his home turf when Canada hosted.
Of course, when I think of you, three things come to mind: Canada, the Olympics, and of course, hockey. So with that, I leave you with this. Let's go Leafs!
Tibbs has covered some of the biggest headlines and even made some headlines himself. He's rubbed elbows with famous names.
Tibbles.
But the interviews he mastered most of the time.
What time do mayors have to go to bed?
8 o'clock.
Probing interviewers, however, take a back seat to bugs and butterflies.
I'm getting the dragonfly icy.
I've had a lot of guys get up from interviews with me before. but never like this.
We're with the smallest among us.
I'll give you my even bestest.
Okay, give me your bestest.
Tibbs, the kid mayor in Minnesota is one of my all-time favorite stories. And the reason why is because it just really, it showcased just what a brilliant storyteller you really are.
Watching you talk to children, not interview them, melted my heart. You're a softie with a huge and amazing heart.
All penned by kids like those in Mrs. Smoody's first grade class.
Miss Moody kept sharpening my pencil for like about 6 times. And we laughed every single time.
In his 40 years in the industry, Kevin's best work was highlighting those who otherwise wouldn't get on TV.
It makes you smile too.
And now, word is, he's retiring.
My gosh, Kevin Tibbles is retiring?
No! Kevin, we love you.
We love you,
What an
Tibbs.
amazing career, Tipsy.
Oh my God, 40 years.
And you look so young and handsome.
You do.
We're gonna miss you.
We love you, Kev.
Best of luck.
Félicitations for your brilliant career et bonne continuation, mon chéri.
Hi, Dad. Congrats on retirement. I'm really proud of everything you accomplished in your career, and I'm wishing you the best for this new chapter in your life.
Love you very much, and all the best.
Best of luck on the other side. It's worth it. You'll have a little more time, a little more ice time, a little more brew time, a little more coffee time, and we'll be seeing you down the road.
Kevin, mes félicitations à ta retraite. Maintenant, tu pourras aller au Canada quand tu veux. En fait, tu pourras aller où tu veux, quand tu veux. Ton choix, c'est important, non? Boire beaucoup de bière, c'est aussi important. Ton humour canadien, ça va me manquer un petit peu. Mais sérieusement, ta carrière est amazing. Mais maintenant, tu pourras bien profiter de ta vie avec ta famille. Et ça, c'est important. Mes félicitations. Congratulations.
I will say from the very beginning, you've been a curmudgeon, and now that you're retiring, you get to be an old curmudgeon, and you can sit on your porch and yell, "Get off my lawn," anytime you'd like.
Tibbs, you finally made it to Leisureville. Welcome, man. Let me show you around the place, show you how we get things done by doing a whole lot of nothing. It's a lot of fun, and I'm sure you've been looking forward to it.
I don't think this means you're hanging up your skates, though. Maybe you are, but I just envision you skating out to do something else that will just further enhance this notion of living the dream. I hope so.
Welcome to the club. It's nice out here.
Hey, Tibbs. I thought I'd take some time out of my busy post-NBC schedule to wish you a happy retirement and to urge you to think about this. Many of your fellow Canadians enjoy this lovely weather here in Florida for part of the year. I would ask that you come join them and join us and maybe come to a Tampa Bay Lightning game. Love you, Tibbs. Happy retirement.
Kevin, I wish you the very, very best in your retirement. And by the way, I know a good realtor out here in Arizona, in case you want to leave Highland Park. The very best to you, my friend. Judy, I need a refill.
You've had a great run, and you've always been a wonderful person to work with. We love you. Come see us soon.
They may pass or Judy drives one.
Bobby Hull, Chicago Blackhawks Hall of Famer, a Golden Jet here. I understand that I'm speaking to a gentleman that is about to retire. Congratulations on your retirement.
There were many hockey pitches. There were impassioned hockey pitches who tried very hard to sell me on the hockey pitches, but I never once bought one. So for that, I am here at the closest thing we have to an ice rink in Midtown Manhattan as penance to apologize and to thank you for everything you did for us and to wish you the best of luck in the next period. That's what they call it in hockey, right? Next period of your life. Thanks, Kevin. Congratulations.
There's a chance he's just been getting ready for life after NBC, trying on other jobs for size this whole time.
So neither rain nor sleet nor snow nor greenhorn.
NBC. Maybe do something you have kind of always wanted to do, like local news, for example. You and I have actually talked about that over the years, and maybe now's the time. You could come anchor some newscasts for us. It's not that hard of a job. You just come in, you read the teleprompter, yell at the producers a few times to make it look like you're engaged with the newscast, And there's free food. People leave stuff out on the counters all the time. You just go in and help yourself. It's great.
Now listen, come on home, right? Your beloved Leafs, they could use your help. They haven't won a cup in all that time you've been away.
Just remember, keep the slap shot low and may it always bounce off the post into the net.
Even if his hockey career didn't quite pan out, Kevin will remain the king of closers.
Congratulations, buddy. I am really going to miss those nightly news closers. You are one incredible storyteller.
You were such a masterful storyteller, but also just such a warm presence. And I was always so jazzed when you were on the other end of a live shot. I especially liked when you said, "Back to you, Katie."
When people retire, everybody says, oh, he was the best, she was the best, and sometimes we don't mean it. But I think all of us here truly believe that you are the best. So in the words of the great Tina Turner,
You're simply the best. And a great mentor.
Kevin, I gotta say thank you, because working together when we did was the best possible education a young journalist could have received.
You have given me so much knowledge and guidance, and I am forever, eternally grateful to you. Thank you for everything. Love you.
Seriously, thank you for being such a good person to everyone. Thank you for being a source of inspiration for me, someone who, I remember when I first moved to Chicago Bureau, you messaged me in iNews, you top-lined me and was like, let's grab some lunch. And really just was a warm introduction to the new city for me. A new experience for me.
My fondest memory is when I was your producer in Chardon, Ohio. I got the call to go to local news to become an on-air reporter, and you just looked at me and you said, Joe, don't be stupid, take the job. And here we are.
Take a load off Yours has been a heck of a journey, and we'll all miss seeing you on the tube, Tibbs. Cheers to you, Kevin. From all of us.